the naughty ones here. Goodness. Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here to take a look at ATEEZ's track Lemon Drop. It just dropped not even an hour ago. I'm excited to take a look at this. I'm ready. I hope you are. Let's go. Jung-ho. Everyone's missing clothing except for Jung-ho. Oh my god. Oh Lord. Y'all are the naughty ones here. Goodness. Oh, Lord. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Oh my god. This is way more teasy. Woo. Wow. Oof. Lord help us all. Oh my god. This is another track. This is a hint to another track. That's a hint to another track. Hold on. That bass is bassing. Okay, we got some combat boots. Lordy, I got a bit shy watching that one. It does give the impression that this track hits, it's like that Chris Brown Ayo era, Ayo, da 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 da, drop down singing, like, it's feeling that kind of side of the American music scene. So I think it's dope. I mean, that's probably why this type, like, ATEEZ going this route is a vibe for me, because it's nostalgic. Because those are eras that I'm touching on, that I grew up listening to. So this is really cool. They are grown men deciding to show the most, right? Sir. Wow, okay. And then what's the funniest thing in all of this is you have all these teases. They're putting the T's in ATEEZ, of course, right? Like, sirs, plural. Plural is all of this. Why are we lying on vehicles? And then there's Jong-ho, 1,000% covered up. You don't see a lick of epidermis on that boy. Like, that is everything and more. Wow, 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 wow. Lemon drop closer. I also know too, they've had conversations. See, oh man. These are really good shots though. Like you could screenshot a lot of good options from this music video if you were somebody that vibes that way. But yeah, we're gonna, boom, leave it right there. Cool. Yeah. It makes me very curious about the dance practice. I always enjoy ATEEZ's practices and how they go about them. And maybe are we going to hear them, sing through it? Not quite sure. But yeah, I'm totally here for this. And I hope that they're able to experience, uncover new fans, but also be able to maintain the kind of direction they want to go in. I do know they were recently on a Tableau interview with Tableau. And they touched on their fear of, a lot of people prefer their guerrilla era, a lot of their angrier type sounds, tracks, the intense ones. And this is so not that. And so they're switching up styles quite often, which can make people feel like they're experiencing whiplash. And Tableau was like, look, a lot of times your fans are going to, they're going to prefer the things that you've done in the past. I mean, for me, if you think about it, obviously you're a fan because you like their music, especially the stuff from the past. Like as you move forward, that's what got you in it. So of course you're gonna like it. So I'm one for, I want to support them in their navigation because we don't know what kind of back end modifications are taking place for them to be able to continue to showcase themselves the way that they want to, right? So I'm very intrigued on y'all's thoughts on this track, but whew, Lord, they did not come to play. Whew, wow. Dance practice is here. Let's go. Okay. Okay, nice. I like the lemon drop because you're dropping a lemon in a drink. It's cool. They already implied drink with the cup in the beginning as well. So far, our choreography is not really implying as much sensualness as much as it was in the music video. Very cinematically implying. taking a little sip there. Now I'm curious, where would they put Lemon Drop? I would say around the work era of things. I mean, because there's like a ply of drinking something. Ariba has a lot of that kind of, you know, imagery as well. So I can say it can go right there. What I find interesting is that we have a demo from BB Trippin'. It looks like they were in charge of the whole thing. Out of choreographies we've seen, or not, let me change this up. When it comes to all the tracks that we've heard, having Jay Blaze on work, I would have actually have assumed, based on how this track sounds, they would have had somebody like Anton Troop or Jay Blaze on a track like this because of how it just sounds very Chris Brown coded to me. So I am very intrigued on the similarities that we're going to see here with BB Trippin' from what we saw with ATEEZ, because sometimes things are the same, sometimes they're different. So we're starting similarly. I do like how they set that up. Hey. Focus on me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's different. I do like how they added this where they did. Yeah. Wow. I really like some of these choices. It's either because of how they're doing them or just what it is. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It does give the impression that BB Trippin' is reserving all of the high energy, just balls to the wall, difficulty and fullness to psychers, which I do it. They're Gen 5. Push them. And then with the ATEEZ, they're quite established now with their their expansion of styles. It's just really nice to see BB Trippin's take on a track like this compared to, a lot of like a lore heavier bass track. I think all is really fun. But yeah, this is a vibe. I really liked the vibe that BB Trippin brought in the demo. That was sweet. Okay. All right. 0.75 time. From the jump, the look through, he goes, "Oh, hi there. Nice to see ya. We're drinking nothing technically, but kind of. So he moves through. It does feel a little bit more rushed when Hongjoon does it compared to like the chill tipsiness that we saw from the demo, but we'll just take it as whatever. For this is a one take, so we'll take it. I like the snap off there. Also, the camera's a different angle, so that also can give a different look as well. But this is nice. The leans are super cool, different levels catering to it, to the same dynamic. It looks awesome. It says Yogi, yeah, so it's like here, Yogi is here, so I know that implies there. And nobody else, so he takes it. He's like, he shakes it around like, let's go. Cheers to it. Take the arms out in, and then we use that to transition to a different formation. Nice and subtle, more spread out, which is nice. And then we end up creating tension with the pull up with the clap. Then we end up doing a trace around, presenting the arms with a nice toss. The pickup is cool. Then we do a nice little drop with a clap. That's it, accenting with that, everybody turning to face the back except for San. He stays front like the clap, using that, converting it more so into, I'm going to give it a diamond, or something like a diamond cut formation where you have a V, but it's more saturated in the back, but it's not densely in the formation, so it's not as much to go for a pyramid. But I like the trace on that, super subtle, conversational, looks great there. And they're all, I mean, some of them are in sunglasses. Live your life. And I like the rotation of the arms, chim, nice framing out of it, and then we hit it down, so you have the like that kind of flow and just the smoothness of the vocals there. It's really nice to cater that with our movement. That allows for a little bit of a break from these accents and these tension pulls that we're seeing. So that was a cool choice there. I like the heel twist on it with the opposing arm presenting the outside. Bring it to framing everybody to the inside to your feature. Looks really nice. They knock it, which is also cool. I like the pull of the sternum on this as well, creating a nice clap. And they snap it down. They're like, you hear this sound? That I can't really make the sound. That's fine. But they do a lot of these wrist rotations where it kind of feels like we're taking chasers or shots or something in the process, which is interesting. Now, Mingi chose to not show his face like barely at all in this. Live your life. He can choose to do that. So I like the weight shifts on this with taking the arms with the swings as well. Super nice. There's a little call. They take it over. They rotate it. The crash sound, it's not a hit them folks or anything, but the posture of it does give that kind of impression. They create the arm swing. So we're accenting on our backtrack quite well. We're always being, we're switching between his words versus the other sounds. So it's polyrhythm through delegation. Looks great. Mingy's living his life. Then I like how they traveled it. I like the toss down. They use the walk is nice. They hit it from one side to another. Not a Billy bounce or anything along those lines, but just some pickups of the legs is cool with the arms. Angles also are great. Most likely integrating wordplay. Then we have the points, and we do a slide or move it to the other side, and then we go party on, which is nice. And then this is different. This is more so of him living his life. I did like the demo's choices for these sections, but could it be one component is the camera and how it's shooting this dance practice? Does that influence how these movements come across? I do believe yes, but also it is harder to catch what's changed and what's the same. So, and then they do a nice little hop with the knees, making it nice and chill, subtle, figure eight with the rock. We're not just rocking angularly, we're creating a scoop within it, which helps maintain a sense of smoothness with it. So Jongho, Mr. Clothing, I love the fact that he is so the opposite of everybody else in that music video. I mean, he's wearing normal stuff and everyone's way more clothed here. It's the music video is what prompted a lot of the tease of ATEEZ. Here it just feels like a vibe with a little bit of, we're just drinking and vibing, as they're grown, so they can make that choice. Live your life. Literally, that's the whole vibe of this is lemon drop, live your life in the garage. So they have this snake, subtle snake of the head. I'm not even gonna call it snaking. It's not the same kind of fundamental that you've experienced in other street dance, but you've seen it entertained there. This is more of a direction. My head's pulling or pushing through the space to help in the transition, and then they all end up doing, I think, more like a clap. Yeah. Oh, they hop, hop, hop with the arm travel. Jongho still vibing out. Take the arms, they push and push. And I think all of that sequence looks great for traveling to and fro where they need to go. Pulse it up, come on with the arms, and then we create a nice trace across the head. And then just the cha-cha-cha, the build's different here, going to the pre-chorus. So our movement should cater to that as well. The bounce is nice, and then we travel. Yogi, he moves the arms, boom, places them forward, causes the camera to shift, which is cool. Then we do a little step out with the leg as we travel the arms. Then we move to a new spot, high-low. And they go swing, swing, punch, pivot, turn. Let's go. Weedo. Swing, arm, live and drop over. And then it looks like we're drinking. And it goes, factoring that in. So this is different than the course that we were given for Baby Trippin'. There's a couple moves in Baby Trippin's choreo that I wish that we kept in the course. Because a lot of our choices do feel like we're coasting in this sense, where it's really hard to note or create focal point moments outside of the lemon drop. Now, if that was their goal, sure, that's great. But sometimes I know that if you want the choreography to be a priority in the focal points, then you want to have those types of creative elements like this that you saw, but also you saw Baby Trippin' do this, and also some of their sequences on the music were very captivating because of the creative endeavor in which they chose to ride on that part of the music. And so I do believe that when it comes to which ones prioritize more, the music video or the dance practice, or like the dancing, I would say the fan service came from the music video. Like that was the, the spiciness of summer, the sweatiness of summer. They really took to it there, and they didn't really do that here. So, I mean, it's still fun. Is this one of the most captivating choreographies we've seen Baby Trippin' do for ATEEZ? No. Is that okay? Yes, it's fine. It's nice for what it is, for the track. The toss is fine. The clap is fine. Wrist rotations are also, sorry, what am I saying that? It's just, you're just rolling the arms to the inside and you're rocking, and they're using that to press into the line change, or window change is what that's called, and then they go and they rock it back, and then they have the switch into a little reject is really nice. Like, I like that lemon drop, because that's a lemon, and they're making the drops in the drink. I like that, and that wasn't in the demo. So that was a good change. And the scuffs are cool, and then they end up crossing and then dropping down. Could a reason why it's not as captivating be because it's a moving cam? Maybe. Because sometimes that does happen. But then other times, a moving cam can really help enhance what you're looking at, so that's why I always prefer fixed, but that's life. And I like the wipes up to the top, like the smile, looks great, wrist roll it in, and then we press on, rise. 3, 2, 1, and he tosses it, and then we're all just partying. Yeah, it just feels like we're vibing. Da-da-da. Low, low, low. So we do a single, double. Nice, and then we do a little twinkle of our hands, folding it in from pinky to index with a Yulsong. And then we have our dancers come in, and they're like hit, ding, ding, up in the back. And then you have Hongjun have his feature, which is cool. And they bring it over, like the peel down is nice. And we hit it like we're doing a monastery, something along those lines, and then we stall it out and kind of sink into it a little bit more there. They push it into the good time, taking it in, and then we send our arms from one side to another. As we frame it, or make it look a little bit more parallel to the legs that are complementing that. Nice and full. They punch it, and then they rotate it through. The toss is nice, pull down, and then they hit it, boom, boom. Very dense and saturated for his section. It's surprising. It's cool, though. Then they're partying, chill in the back. Wrist rotation. Nope. Jess, why do you keep saying that? It's a chest rotation as they hit it over. But I'm being honest, it's hard to catch some of this because it's so close, and we're not really able to see the full picture, so it's hard to know where your weight's going or how full it actually is outside of what we're given. So that is what it is. But the arms little conducting there, oh my God, we caught him in a kick. That was fun. And it goes 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4. And it goes 1, hit, crisscross, out, in, and then we hit it, and then triple the step, and then settle with the little chugs is nice. And then settle, and they all take their arms and up. Okay, I think this is what I'm landing on. I really like the choreography when Baby Trippin' does it because of the vibe and the posture that they operate in. Here, it just looks like movement with ATEEZ doing it. Are they capable of doing it the way Baby Trippin' has done it? Yes. Do I believe, I'm going to operate out of an educated guess here, we are calibrating our movement to live vocals. makes sense because ATEEZ is known as one of the groups that tends to live vocal everything, live, and there's something to be said about that. Now, would the goal be to get that kind of vibe and essence and sense of posture and how we operate in the choreography, the way we be tripping? Yeah, I think that's what made it work, if I'm being honest, out of the two. So this is one of the rare cases where my preference is leaning heavier, like significantly heavier on the demo, more so than the members. But it's not because they're incapable. It's just based on how the run looks here in this moment. It doesn't look as texturally invested. It looks like just we're doing movement, we're doing choreography. It doesn't feel as committed. Could it be because of the baseline they established in the music video of that type of teasing that they were doing there and that type of charisma, and it's not following through over in this space? Maybe. The beginning felt that way for sure, but there's a lot of moments where it just looks like a sequence of an 8 count without anything. There's no tone and descriptors that make it rest in sync more effectively than it is here. Now, I could be so wrong. A lot of times with the lives, it can feel so different, but here in the dance practice, that's what I'm reading off of. It's not because I'm not familiar with ATEEZ. Oh boy, I am. I know how they work in the dance practice space. So I think it's pretty safe to have this thought process today. It doesn't make it bad in any sense. I think it still looks fine. Hinge it around. Like even with the timing, it's just a little off. Now, I know they're not clean, but they normally get that kind of stuff cleaner. So I like where Yoonho, he hits it up, and then everybody, boom, accents to a different side, and then he's going in opposition, which is nice. Yeah, that reads well. It read better in the demo because it was further back, so that's just a camera thing. It hits it over and back, then we move it, think, let's go. 7 and 8, let's go, toss it. I like the lemon drop tension there. Lemon drop switch is nice. And they go, I like that we caught that there. Looks great. Reads there. The tap, into the front, in the front. So this definitely has a nice, like, chilling out in the club, living our best life. Like, it's structured that way, and it works for the type of track it is. Yep, and the tension with the push and using that as a transition looks great. And little reject. There's that lemon drop. That was a nice feature deviation. You got a little solo moment from Jungho over in the corner. The scuff's nice, cross on cross. Notice even with the sways of the torsos, it doesn't feel as rehearsed here, or it just doesn't feel as powerfully invested. Like, it doesn't feel as invested. That's okay. Who knows what their schedule is? And it's always nice that we even have a dance practice to look at, because sometimes you don't even get one of those. So I pick my battles in that. I understand it's a dance practice, but also I understand the culture of dance practices in the K-pop industry and how it is supposed to be a choreographic, like you're focusing on the choreography. Does it justify the concept as well as the music video does? In a lot of ways, the answer is yes, sometimes better, where it feels like it's its own little world of, I'm so glad this exists. Here, that music video really, really sells the track. Here, it allows us to feel like they're having a good time, a good vibe on stage, but I'll have to see them on stage to really know how they respond to it, is really where I'm at. The brushes, swing, dun, they could be super busy too. I think they're on tour. That's what it is. They're in America right now. So when do they have time for this? I think is my thought. I remember, because sometimes you can check whenever a group is touring near you, and they are like in Nashville or they're somewhere in like 2 days, and I'm like, dude, where did you win, right? So I'm gonna chalk it up to just the amount of time that they realistically have existing on this earth right now to make something like this happen while being on a tour. Well, bless it all. Okay, a little high five is fun. Point, and we drop it. Drop and drop and a down and a down. Hey, really nice on the accent out. Looks great. The tosses are cool. They hit it. Boom. It's really nice. Drop it low, and they end up hitting it through. Tension still there. I like that. Ain't nobody else. So that causes a like little glitch with everybody. That looks really cool. Nobody else. Little give me 5 looks great. And they take it like they're grabbing. It looks like it's how they all choose to grab the cup. It's like they're grabbing the cup from the top, taking a sip, which is very readable. Come on now. Cool. So, all in all, the track's really cool for what it is. The choreography is fine. It's not the worst choreography I've ever analyzed with ATEEZ, but it's also not the best I've ever seen either. Is that okay? Yes, I think every choreography has a place in a discography, especially for a marathon group like we've seen with ATEEZ. They've been around for a hot minute, and it's been really nice to see all the different directions they choose to go. I do like the choreography in and of itself with the right textures placed in it. Now, can ATEEZ apply that when singing live? I think it just depends on their schedule, which is what we're going to chalk all of this up to. Very curious about y'all's thoughts here. You guys have saw me talk about it all right here, and so it's going to be great to see what they continue to come out with, as well as with their Hubei's psychers. So you guys know me, I know you, I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.